everyone, it's JoJo from Mojo Jojo Plans, and it is that time to start talking about my planner lineup for 2026. Y'all, it has been a minute, and I really had to go on a hunt in my office to find things because honestly, like right before this video, I pulled this one out because I forgot about it. And like I just don't even know. So this video is going to focus on just the planners that I have chosen for 2026, and then I will have a separate video in a week or so, week or two, I don't know, a little bit closer to the end of the month, just because my brain is not all there yet, of actually getting my planners all set up. There's just a couple other things that I want to get out before then, and so I got to prioritize those because I kind of need those things done so that way I can do the setup. So so this video is just going to be going over what planners I chose and what I'm planning to use each planner for. I feel like I have such a large stack here, but a lot of these are going to be combined into one planner. So it's kind of like there's more here than there is. Really, I'm only going to have a classic. I am choosing to use a skinny, and then my big memory planner, and then a planner envy. I definitely right now have way more than that on my desk, but I'll kind of explain. And then again, it'll make a little bit more sense when I actually start to set up my planners. So, yeah, so that's what we're going to be talking about today because it is time. I really need to start finalizing decisions. And what I have here is going to have to be final because I can't keep thinking about it. I just got to do it. We just got to do it. Okay, so I'm going to start with this little guy just because he's on the top of the stack. So I forgot that I bought this, and I actually had to go on a hunt in my office to find where it was. But this is a skinny mini. Why did I say it that way? A skinny mini happy planner. And this was the only one in this size that I bought. I didn't even buy a skinny classic for 2026, which I was kind of surprised about because that's what I'm using right now. But I think I bought the skinny because I loved how this one looked. It's adorable. It's got the floral vibes that I absolutely love, and it's completely neutral on the inside. And two, I think I really just miss planning in a skinny mini and decorating above all because it is so much fun to try to figure out how to fit bigger stickers in here. But then also I have a ton, like I have a stacks, probably over 70. I dare say there's probably 100 because there's two of each design, I think. I have to have well over 100 little sticker sheets that I made that are like teeny tiny. That'll be so fun to use in here too. So I just really miss decorating this size. And so I think it'll be fun to kind of return to it for a season. That being said, I think this one's going to be a little bit more of a fun planner. In the past, I have used it as an on the go, and this can still serve that purpose for 2026 for whenever I need it. Usually if I go on any appointments that I know I'm going to have to probably schedule another one while I'm there, is when I would take like the smaller planner. So this will still have that capability. I'll still put my normal plans in here. It just will be a little bit more just for fun because I just really love decorating, and it's just a creative outlet at this point. But I think it'll just be really fun to decorate this teeny tiny size again, and I just low-key miss this size, and so I want to do it. I did also think, because we're kind of starting to be a little bit better with budgeting, I did think, because I've never used these pages in my skinnies ever. And then we had this like full month kind of at a glance look. And I thought it'd be kind of fun to try to write, and I'll have to try it for January and see how it goes. At the end of the day, kind of just, and it might be something where I write it in my phone because I don't always like, if I'm not going to come out to my office at the end of the night, if I don't need to, especially during the winter time. So I'll probably just write them on my phone. And then whenever I get to my planner, kind of just total up everything that we spend each day. So that way at the end of the month, we can see what our spending is going to. I don't think I'm going to include bills. I think it's just going to be like anything that we bought extra, like what are we spending? That way I can just kind of see, and then I can also kind of just show my husband. So I think I might try to use this for that this year for 2026 and just kind of see how that goes. So anyway, I'm going to plan to use this guy and play and decorate. So if you're wanting to know and get some inspo on how to decorate teeny tiny planners, and oh my gosh, that is bright. I just like saw the color of it like reflecting on that white paper. And just how to decorate, a smaller planner and still be able to fit in some plans and stuff, but also still make it look really cute. We will still have a smaller size for 2026. So that is what I'm going to use for that one. Now, speaking of my happy planners, I could not fully let go of my classic. I love my classic happy planner. That being said, I am going to kind of switch up my functionality for my classic. I think it's become very apparent to me that I just don't like change. I really don't. And if you watched my like kind of thought process on my planners for 2025, I kind of talk about this, but I just kind of realize like I just like don't like change. So I don't want to fully like go cold turkey, not have a classic happy planner. I love my happy planner, regardless of if it's kind of not the greatest quality anymore, whatever that might be. This layout is always going to be my favorite, I think, because I feel like there's just so much space and there's not a lot on it to where I feel like I can do whatever I want, and I generally like what I do on it. So I am going to be using a classic happy planner, but I think I'm going to be using it more as a creative outlet this year. It'll still have my plans in it because otherwise I feel like, how am I going to put boxes in there? And how am I going to, like, I can't decorate and plan without, like, I can't decorate without having the functional in there. So regardless, there's going to still be functionality to it, but I think it's going to be a little bit more of like a fun planner. Like, I just want to like play with things in here and then have it as a creative outlet. And then my planner envy is going to kind of take over as my main functional. So I am going to still use classic happy planner. I am going to kind of franken plan these two. They're both villains. This one was from Amazon, and then this one came in the Villain Be Happy box. There's just different aspects. There's some between both of them that I kind of like. I think the color scheme of this one better, but I also kind of want to have this cover on here to kind of protect that one. Even though it's not a laminated cover, it's more of a plastic cover, I still kind of want to protect it a little bit. So there might be some things, and then I think I might kind of switch out some of the dividers between the two. So I'll probably do some things with this. I also just realized this disc is cracked a little bit. I think I have more of this purple, so I'm not super worried about it, but I'll probably put it, I like to usually have it on metal discs, so I got to kind of figure out which metal disc I want to have on here. So I am still using my classic happy planner for 2026. It's just going to look a little bit different as far as like my purpose and my reason of why. I really kind of just want to keep it because it's something I'm comfortable with decorating, and I need something to stay the same this year. Basically, I need something not to change in 2026, and if that means keeping my happy planner fulfills that goal, then there we go. But I am not a person that likes change. I have a really hard time with it, and so I think this is that one thing where I'm like, I cannot budge on this one. And I love my happy planner size. Like, I love this size, and yeah, I just can't imagine a life without it. And what, this will be like 2026 will be 11 years with the happy planner. So I'm like, I just can't, you guys, like, I can't let it go. So these two are going to get combined somehow, and then I will figure it out when it is actually time to set things up. And then the last happy planner that I am using is for my memory planner. Now, I actually didn't buy anything recently. I don't think, like, I didn't find any planners for 2026 that I was like, I absolutely love this planner. This one is a 2026 planner, but I bought it mainly because I really liked the cover, and that was about it. So not my best choices. It's a dashboard layout, so it's not going to work for anything. And honestly, I do not like the dashboard layout at all. So 10 out of 10 will not be using the inside of this planner, but I might switch out some of the dividers. So this one might be another one that I kind of franken plan, especially because this one is an undated planner. And I think I bought this one in last year's winter release. Like, I think this one is older. I've had this one on my shelf for a while, and I kind of was just like, okay, well, like, I didn't buy any bigs for this year. So I went over to my shelf because I knew I had a couple of undated, and I had this one, and I actually think this one's pretty cute, but it is neutral on the inside, which is important to me when it comes to memory planning. And just planning in general, because I like to decide the color scheme. So I don't like to have bunch of colors that then or might be clashing with whatever I use, but it is undated, so that means I'm going to have to date it every single month, every single week, which is fine. It is just going to add an extra step to my memory planning, which is fine because I'm wanting to do a little bit more things. But there are some dividers, like, I'm not in love with this one. There's like a few in here that I like, but some of these I'm like, like, I don't really love them, but I love the dividers that are in this one. So I might be franken planning these two together. But this one's like the layout I like to use for my memory planner. And then this one kind of just has bits and pieces that I'll be keeping. But I'm not a fan of dashboard layout at all. So I will probably be getting rid of that. That being said, if somebody's like, I would love a dashboard layout planner, and you don't mind it not having, like, if I do this, okay, it will not have, it'll be because I'll be taking some of these dividers, it won't have the full calendar. But if you're okay with like at least having like all the weeks and stuff intact, I can definitely probably just like give this away, like the rest of the planner parts that I don't use. Just keep in mind you're gonna have incomplete like month views, because if I take a divider, then the other side, I can always give the divider that I don't want, but then that one's also undated. So just something to keep in mind. But I am more than happy. So if somebody is like, I will absolutely take that off your hands, cool. Otherwise, it'll just go on my shelf of unused things, which I have a bunch of. But I just like, I didn't buy a planner and I couldn't find any verticals that I was in love with for 2026. So I went to my stash. I at least didn't buy a planner specifically. I did buy a planner, but I didn't buy one for it. So I am using something that I bought a little bit ago, and then we'll just kind of make it a little bit more my style for my memory planner, because I'm not a big fan of this cover either. I mean, I like it because it's bright colors, but it's not like my vibe of colors. I don't know. So there's just things about it that I love, don't love, but we're going to go undated for a memory planner this year and kind of see how that goes. And I hope you know when I say this year, I mean 2026, because my brain literally can't handle. I'm like, we're just now in 2026 because I can't think about it. Okay, and then the last planners, oh my gosh, there's so much stuff on my desk. My last planners, I haven't even taken them out of the box yet, you guys. So I have 2 Planner Envy planners this year, and I actually used 2 in 2025. I can't keep saying this year because I'm talking about both year. I'm going to get confused. Okay, but for 2025, I used 2 different Planner Envies. They mushed together. So again, these won't be separate. I'm going to put them together. It just made my life so much easier. And I will show that in the setup, but I use a signature layout and a vertical layout. So that is what I purchased this year from Planner Envy, was a vertical layout. And then I also purchased the signature layout. So I use the signature layout for business, and it has worked really well for just like my business to-dos, basically, is what I've been using this planner for. And then the vertical layout is going to now become my more primary planner, basically what my Happy Planner Classic was. Now my Planner Envy is going to move more into that functional side. I'm still going to get to decorate it because the nice thing about this planner is it's much bigger than a Happy Planner. So there's so much more room. Let me get these out of the packaging first. Okay, sorry. The plastic wrap is just so loud and I didn't want you guys to have to endure that. But size-wise, this is the classic Happy Planner compared to a Planner Envy. They both have 2, 4, 6, 8. Oh, well, no, this one has 10 discs. Why did I think it had 9 discs? Why am I tripping? Okay, well, Planner Envy has 10 discs. The classic Happy Planner has 9, but you can see it's a pretty significant size difference. I mean, we have almost an inch on the top, and then we have a couple inches on the side of it. So it is a little bit bigger, but bigger also means I can use more stickers and still have room to put the things in it that I want to be able to put in it functional wise. So I am really excited about that. So I chose a purple cover because they came out with this periwinkle one, and I really hope they come out with more purple covers in the future because I'm here for it. So for the signature layout, and then I chose this lemon one because I was obsessed. And honestly, online, this looked like a little bit more lavender. It definitely is blue, but I think it looks really pretty either way. So those are the planners I'm going with. And then just so you can see the layout of them, and I can kind of talk through what I use things for. So in the Planner Envy, you do get a couple of fun extra pages. I won't really use these ones for the business one. I'll probably use these pages as like my goal setting for each month of the year for business wise. And then you do get like bucket lists and movies and some fun like contacts and then password pages. Probably will use those because I didn't last year and it was a big mistake. And then I didn't really use these pages, but I honestly probably should for just like goal setting for business stuff. And then, of course, the monthly, what I used for the monthly for was like tracking sales and all that good stuff. So I'll probably continue to do that. And then I would always write like what that month brought in, kind of what I spent, all that kind of thing. So this was like a quick overview of finances for business. And then each week, and then there's these pages. I probably won't use those because they're just not for my business. But I really liked this layout because it kind of just gave me a place to write down and jot down the things that I needed to do. And then if I had a release, if I had Patreon stuff that I needed to do, if I needed to post stuff, I can put them over here. But then I would just write down like every day I pack orders. So that was usually the first thing on my list. And then I would just list out what I needed to get done. Basic on both. I would use just both as both to-dos because I probably put like smaller things here, like if I'm filming certain things, and then a little bit more detail about other things that I was doing. And using this every week really, really did help my brain, I think, and just having like a quick overview of what I needed to get done. And then whatever I didn't get done on that day, I just pushed to the next day. So it worked out really well. So I'll be using this planner again for business purposes. And then I will be using the vertical layout, which is a little bit different, which again, in this one this time though, I will be utilizing, because I just did not have the capacity with putting a lot of effort into my classic Happy Planner. I didn't have as much capacity to do it this year. But I want to start using like this self-care and health little thing, and then like the budget and finances, because we are really trying to work on being better and getting like an emergency fund, because like we have not had one in a few years. It's been a hot minute. And so I'm like, we need to get on that. But this is the vertical layout. So it's pretty similar to a Happy Planner. There are gaps in between the thing, which again, this is why I'm like, I love my Happy Planner, because there's no gaps. Everything is just together. So this one's definitely a different learning curve, but that's what I used this year for, was to kind of get used to decorating this one. And then now I kind of thought, I love that this does have lines in it, because I want to try this year. I don't want to say I love because I haven't done it yet, but this year I want to try like in whatever space is left over after I've decorated, after I've put in my functional, on that day is writing like a little blurb, whether it's something I'm thankful for, whether it's about the weather, whether it's about something that went on that day, just little blurbs in whatever space is left over to write something about each day. Like that is my goal this year. So that's why I wanted to switch to this one, because it has lines and it is bigger. I don't really use this. Like this isn't really something, I don't really still see myself using this, because I don't know, like we don't meal plan very well anyway. And then like, I don't know. So this area might just be like for decoration. That way I can kind of make sure I leave room in here to add things. And then down at this bottom, I've been doing a feelings tracker, which has been so helpful for my brain. So I will continue to do that. So I did kind of find things this year that I liked about using this planner. And now I kind of want to implement actually really diving in and making it more of a priority planner, whereas I kind of prioritize my classic planner. But the nice thing about having my classic planner is if I do go anywhere and travel, this will still probably be the planner I take, just because it is more compact. I mean, it's still big, but it's not this big. And I do have covers that fit, this, and it fits in my backpacks better and all that good stuff. So I probably will still use that one for like travel. And then this one will be for like stays in my office, go to it every day kind of thing. So that is what I'm planning. And we are going to be putting these two planners together. So those are the planners I am planning on using for 2026. So again, the Planner Envy vertical and signature layout, they are going to become kind of my primary planners for 2026. I'm still using a Happy Planner, so don't you worry, because I don't think I'll ever stop. Unless like the company is just like gone. Like I don't think, but thankfully I have so many. I have so many that I could just redate. I don't think it'd be a problem. Like I still probably would be good for a couple years if I really needed to. But I love this planner, and I think it's like, again, it's a comfort zone. I know how to decorate it. I know what I like in this planner. I know what works. My stickers are sized for this planner. Like I love this planner. So I don't think it's something I can ever just be like, oh, I'm not going to use it anymore. I really still just love this layout. It's really simple, and I think that's why I like it, because I can just do whatever I want with it. So we'll keep that one, and then we will be putting together pieces for my memory planner, because I'm not giving that up, because we are going on, how many years of a memory planner do I have? 10 years, maybe, something like that. So got to keep that rolling. And then of course my fun planner will be my skinny mini. Well, these two are kind of going to be lumped into like my fun planners, and then this will be like not my serious planner, but the one that I hopefully will put, the goal is to put more effort into using those extra pages that are in there, because I did not do that this year, and I really wish I would have. I just got so overwhelmed by trying to prioritize 2 different planners, it just like was not happening. So I think this will be a little bit better. I feel like I kind of pared down, even though it doesn't look like it, because I have like every single thing that I have out here has 2 of, except for the skinny, but I am combining them all. So really I only have 4, 1, 2, 3, yeah, 4 planners. And then one of them won't be, like, I might not even write in this one unless I really need to. I don't know. So we'll kind of see. But that is my plan. I'm really excited about using these planners, and I'm really excited to get them set up. I just want to make some, we got to make my extra pages and things that will go into them. So that way when I set them up, we can also put those in there. So those videos will be coming soon. So I'm going to be working on those this week. So that way we can get planners set up. I got to figure out what fonts I want to use and how I'm going to put my name in these and all that. Like I got to do, there's a lot of prep work now that I get to do to start to even get them set up. But I think this is what I'm pretty much sold on for this year. I might add, I do have a Lights Planner Action undated planner too that I might try dabbling in. It might just be like more for like examples and for fun. But I do have one, and I have some more stuff that I got for Black Friday from her on the way too. So, but it's not here yet, and I don't want to wait until that got here to get this out, because I'm like, I need to get this done so that way I can get the other things done. And then I didn't want like the waterfall of that chaos. So this is what I'm thinking. I know this stack looks daunting, but a lot of these are just going to be like pushed into one planner, and so I should only have 4, a stack of 4 by the time it's all said and done. So definitely make sure you stay tuned for my actual setting up. We're going to go over again, because every year I'm going to do it just to spread the word about it. It's my favorite thing to do, of how to Franken plan, how to Transformer plan, especially if you love covers and you can't decide between them. It's a great way to do all the things so that way you can have all your favorite things without having to swap them out all the time. So we'll go over that. Yeah, but there we go, guys. That is my planner lineup for 2026. Let me know down below, what are you planning to use? What did you decide? Are you going with Happy Planner? Are you going with another? Are you trying out Planner Envy for the first time? I know I've seen a couple people say they are this year. Do you use, like, what do you guys use your planners for? I want to know down below. Like, do you like to have separate planners for everything, or do you like to lump them all into one thing? Let me know, so that way I can kind of see, maybe I'll get different ideas of what to do with some of the extra planners that I have from you guys. But there we go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to give a thumbs up and subscribe, and I hope I'll see you in my next one. Bye!